female frog. So looking at a male frog, the male frog have vocal sacs. Okay, these vocal sacs, they produce sound of external features. So now let us see the morphology. Okay, coming to the morphology, the first thing that we observe is its skin, which is something that we can see externally. How do the skin of frog look? The skin of frog is smooth, moist and slippery to touch. Okay, the skin of frog is smooth, moist and slippery to touch. Why is it slippery? It's slippery due to the presence of mucus on its skin. Because of the mucus, it's slippery. And other thing is that frog doesn't drink water. Why it doesn't drink water? Because the water is absorbed through its skin. Water is absorbed through its skin. Okay, as its skin is capable of absorbing the water, it doesn't need to drink skin. Okay, so the major thing you need to remember here is the moist skin of frog. The moist skin of frog helps in cutaneous respiration. We know that the frog does the cutaneous respiration. We have studied it in animal kingdom. So for this cutaneous respiration, what helps it? The moist skin of frog will help it in the cutaneous respiration. Okay, the skin of frog is very smooth, moist and slippery. The smooth skin helps in the cutaneous respiration. The frog doesn't drink water because its skin is capable of absorbing the water. So other next thing is that the body division in frog. So the body is divided into the head part, okay, and then the trunk. At last we have the tail part. Okay, we have a head part, trunk part and then the tail part. Okay, the other thing about frog is there is no tail. The tail is absent in the frogs. Now what else we can observe seeing the frog externally? We have seen its skin, we have divided its body, we have seen its body division. Next about its color. Coming to the color of frog, the dorsal side. What do you mean by dorsal side? That is the upper side of frog is majorly seen in olive green color. Okay, most of the frogs, the upper side appears olive green in color with dark green irregular spots. With dark green and irregular spots. You can see on its skin that the upper part is olive green in color and it have dark green color patches on its skin. Okay, so after the dorsal side, let us look at the ventral side. On the ventral side it is pale yellow. On the dorsal side it's olive green in color and on the ventral side it is pale yellow. We don't find any patches on the ventral side. So after this, after skin, body division and the color, the next thing we study under morphology is its sense organs. Where do you see the sense organs? Here it has nostrils. Okay, it has one pair of nostrils. Here you can see the nostrils of a frog and also a mouth. Okay, a pair of nostrils are present in the frog above the mouth. Just above the mouth you can see a pair of nostrils. Next it has eyes. Okay, it has a very bulged eyes. It has very bulged eyes and these eyes are covered by nictating membrane. Remember, the eyes of frog are covered by the nictating membrane. They have very bulged eyes. Like if you see, the eyes have come out like this. Okay, and they have the covering of nictating membrane, which protect the eyes while swimming. Okay, the nictating membrane will protect the eyes while swimming. After the eyes, the next thing to remember is the ears. In the ears, we have tympanum. Rather than the external ear, we have the tympanum. It is present on either side of eye. It is present on the either side of eye, and it receives the sound signals. It receives the sound signals. Here you can see, here the bulged part above the eyes, it's the tympanum, which represents the ear of the frog. It receives the sound signals. What comes under the sense organs? Its nose, eyes, and the ears are the sense organs of the frog. Next, let us go to the limbs. In the limbs, a frog have forelimbs and hind limbs. What do you mean by forelimbs? Forelimbs are the limbs that are present in front side of the frog, and hind limbs are present back. The forelimbs are shorter, whereas the hind limbs are longer. Along with being longer, they are even stronger and muscular. Okay, the hind limbs are longer, stronger, and muscular. They are just present at the back, but in all other things they are always front. That is, they are longer, stronger, and muscular. Coming to the forelimbs have only 4 digits, while the hind limbs have 5 digits. Okay, other important thing about hind limbs is that the hind limbs have the webbed toes. That is, they are webbed this way. There is a connection between each toe. Why are they webbed like this? These webbed toes help them in swimming. Okay, these webbed toes will help them in swimming. What are the functions of limbs of frog? Limbs of frog will help them to swim, walk, leap, and burrow. Okay, these limbs will help them in swimming, walking, leaping, and burrowing. We have 2 kinds of limbs in the frog, the forelimbs and the hind limbs. The forelimbs have only 4 digits, whereas the hind limbs have 5 digits. The hind limbs have the webbed toes. These webbed toes, you can see that the toes are webbed here. These webbed toes will help them in swimming. Okay, here you can see the forelimbs are very short. Okay, the forelimbs are short. Coming to the hind limbs, they are, see, these are the hind limbs. These hind limbs are longer, stronger, and muscular. They have the stronger hind limbs compared to the forelimbs. Next, externally, by seeing externally, we see the sexual dimorphism of a frog. We can comment on its sexual dimorphism. That is, the frog shows sexual dimorphism. What do you mean by that? That is, the male and female look different. Even humans show sexual dimorphism. Like looking at a human, you can tell that whether he is a male or female. We show sexual dimorphism. In the same way, the frog also shows sexual dimorphism. Let us see what are the differences we have between a female frog and a male frog. Here we have a male frog and a female frog. So looking at a male frog, the male frog have vocal sacs. Okay, these vocal sacs, they produce sound. Okay, coming to the female frog, they have no vocal sacs. Okay, male frogs have vocal sacs. They make sounds to attract the female sacs. There is no such need for the female frog, so they have no vocal sacs. Then the male frog have the copulatory pad. They have a copulatory pad which is normally present on fourth digit of forelimb. Copulatory pad is majorly seen on fourth digit of the forelimb. What is the function of copulatory pad? It helps in mating. The copulatory pad helps in mating. Coming to the female frog, we see no copulatory pad. In the sexual dimorphism, by looking at the frog, we can differentiate it into a male and female frog. What do we find in a male frog? In male frog, we have a vocal sac and we have a copulatory pad. Both the structures are absent in the female frog. In female frog, we see no vocal sac and no copulatory pad. So what all we discussed about the frog, that the frog is a cold-blooded amphibian. It has a moist skin. Its moist skin will help it in the cutaneous respiration, and it has limbs also. It has forelimbs and hind limbs. The hind limbs are strong and muscular. They have color changing ability, that is camouflage and mimicry is done. They have clear sexual dimorphism shown in between, and they are perfectly adapted to live in the land and water. So that's why they are called amphibians. Okay, with this we are completed with the morphology of frog. Next, let us see the anatomy of the
notes, while doubts stay uncleared. Hours of self-study, yet biology still feels confusing. Because sometimes you don't need more lectures, you need personal guidance. At Crack Mentors, students get live personalized online one-on-one biology classes with dedicated faculty support, personal doubt solving, and focused improvement strategy.